Ready to make magic as a natural medicine fairy? Time to turn that old kitchen into an herbal apothecary. My guests and I are showing you how to make medicine, a game of health you can't lose. And we'll take it to the next level. What? Yes, it's time to infuse the booze. I know you always have fun with me, and today is no exception here on MeghanTV. Today is the day. Let's make this happen. Hi, Josh.
Hi, Megan.
Welcome to the kitchen, or as you call it,
the Nutrition Lab.
The Nutrition Lab. Josh is a functional medicine specialist and clinical nutritionist, but in the spirit of my rap style intros, okay if I call you by your DJ name?
Of course.
Josh Waganda is in the house, and we're about to infuse the booze.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. So the first thing we're making is a medicinal tincture. Medicines are so easy to make, and most of the best medicine is in your backyard.
Exactly. We're going to make an Echinacea tincture.
Why is this such a good staple tincture to start with if you're making your own medicines in the house?
One of the best herbs for boosting the immune system.
This is such an easy thing to do.
Absolutely.
Step by step, let's make a tincture.
Okay, so we take the herbs.
Yep.
And we put them in a glass jar.
Yep. And how much herbs do we put in our glass jar?
You don't want to fill it because we're going to be adding liquid to it and it's going to expand if it's a dry herb. So
right?
About halfway is good.
Okay, so we've got our herbs halfway in. I'll be the vodka pourer. And can you use any old vodka or?
Any alcohol that's 40% is going to work just fine.
Okay.
I like to use vodka because it's clear, it's clean, there's no flavor to it. You could taste the herb.
Yep.
And it's going to preserve that herb over the long term.
Okay. And this is what we would call the?
Tincture.
And this is what we'd call the simplers method.
Oh, the method is what you were going for. Yes, this is the simpling method. Why? Because we're not measuring anything out. We're simply just pouring enough alcohol to cover the herb. It's simple.
It's simple, so simple.
Yes.
So we're going to cover the herb up and we're going to seal it off.
I like to make my tinctures sexy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so.
Josh likes to use the word sexy when he talks about his tinctures and his woman.
Absolutely. So we're just going to shave some of that off because we want to, because we're going to want to be able to see the label nice and easily when it's sitting there on the shelf.
Yeah. And then we're going to label it. You keep this in a cupboard or in your bathroom in a cupboard. And when you're brushing your teeth in the morning and the night, you're brushing.
And you're shaking.
You're shaking. You know, this reminds
brush
me of...
and shake.
The brush and shake.
Yeah.
This reminds me of that video we made, oh, so many moons ago. The jar is full.
Mm-hmm.
Full of nettles. So now we are going to put the alcohol in. Josh's alky says it right on the side. Okay, so we've made this medicinal tincture.
Super easy.
That we would then, when it's ready in, what, 4 weeks, 6 weeks?
Yeah, at least a month. It can go a lot longer if you forget about it or if you need more time.
We'll transfer it to a tincture jar, and then it's easy to just take your drops. Delicious. Or if you're like me, you take the lid off and you just sip from the bottle.
And of course, we'd strain out all of the plant material.
Yes. So the next step with this would be after the 4 to 6 weeks, we put it through a strainer or the nutsack, get the juice out, the menstruum, and then we're left with just the goods. This is a chaga tincture we made out of our chaga mushroom. So that's how you go. Very simple. Now the next one is where we infuse the booze. That's the third time I've said that so far. And we're going to do something really awesome with elderberries. Why are elderberries so fantastic?
Another immune tonic.
Another immune tonic.
Yes.
So this is really rich in vitamin C.
Mm-hmm.
And whew, scotch, it's strong. So people often think that I don't drink, and I don't really drink. But there's something really nice. Here's where I make a really good mess because I don't have a spoon.
Try to get some in the container.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to pour in the whiskey. And as I said, we could use any type of alcohol that's over 40%. So we've raided the old ancient...
We've raided the old grandpa booze cabinet and we've got ourselves some whiskey.
That's the one. You know, that stuff that's been sitting around for at least 40 years. Here we go.
So we pour that in. And again, you'll leave this for 4 to 6 weeks, giving it a stir. And at the end of that time, You strain out the berries and you're left with the menstruum, which is the goods. Now, as I said, we're not big drinkers, but it's sometimes nice in the winter. We'll put a little bit of this, like a tablespoon or so, into a warm cup of peppermint tea, or even throw it in a little shot glass and sip on that while sitting in the bathtub. How we roll on the third metric, you know what I'm saying?
And the reason why we're putting the parchment paper between the jar and the lid is because there's a rubber layer that makes a seal, and we don't want that to dissolve into our medicine.
Right, now we've got a few other tinctures kicking around. We've got the Echinacea we just made. This is one I infused. This is a vanilla bean in vodka, which is really great adding to baking, provides really amazing flavor. This is a lemon balm with some goji.
Ooh.
And when you start to buy your herbs, learning about them, and you know that in my book Undiet, there's a whole guideline of different herbs you can make your own herbal teas with and what they're great for. You can also turn those just by putting them in a jar with some 40% or more alcohol, turn that into a medicinal tincture, and then you can mix and match your tinctures and take dropperfuls, seriously creating your own medicine. So
easy peasy.
I love when you're in the kitchen.
I love being here.
Making medicine is fun, and filling your cupboards with homemade brews is rather empowering, don't you think? Thank you, Josh Waganda, for joining. I always love making love in the kitchen with you, and in life, of course. What are your favorite homemade medicines? My community is waiting for you to share your wisdom. Post your best tips and tricks, recipes, and more in the comments section over at MeghanTelpner.com. Ready to make your kitchen your classroom? There's loads more culinary nutrition inspiration waiting for you. We release new courses all the time. Subscribe to my newsletter at MeghanTelpner.com and be the first to get access to the new classes, recipes, and loads more special goodies. Vibrant health starts with one little choice, and every choice counts. Today is the day to make that happen. Rise and shine as the truest version of you. Thank you for joining me, and thank you, Josh. We will see you next time. Bye.